All right, so if you ordered some of those black saddlebags, those hard black saddlebags that everybody's buying, they come in different sizes, different shapes, whatever. Mine's particular was, or they're 19 inches in length, no, 19.5 in length, overall length, 13 inches overall height, and I think 8.5 overall in the width. But here's what I use to make everything work for me. So, as you'll notice that those boxes don't come pre-drilled. All right. So here's a couple things you need to drill once you get going. Just as long as you got these tools, you'll be able to finish it quickly. You need a drill bit for a pallet hole. I use this step-up bit. It's actually a stepless bit. I got to mark that 5/8 because that's what size I needed for the bushing to fit through the plastic. I use this. I didn't have a hex head, so I used this T40. Works fine. I use that to get the bolts down pretty tight. This 5/8 ratcheting wrench, I was able to get behind the box and tighten up because the brackets that come with it, they are threaded. But the kit also comes with bolts and washers as well. So I just tightened up the bolts in back of the brackets. I actually put the nuts. It came with nuts and washers. So the nuts I put in back of the brackets and tighten them up. And the bolts a little tighter, just for extra security with the bolts. I use this right here to mark my stepless drill bit. This washer right here, I put that in front of my bolt, between my bolt and my rubber bushing, because when I originally tried to bolt it down, the bolt was pushing through the bushing because of the 5/8 hole for the bushing. So this particular washer prevented that bolt from pushing through the bushing. I use this ruler here to check my work. Once I got my marks on my bags, I referenced them with this right here, which worked fine. Once I got one of my bags ready to go, well, I actually used another drill bit, just big enough for the bolts, so I could mount it up and see where I was. And I did one side, then the other side. One set of bolts, because I got 4 bolts. The right side of the bolts, the left side of the bolts. So anyway, so that's what I use this for. I check my work fine. So this right here, once you get your holes, once I got my holes big enough to put bolts through them, so I can make sure they fit, I use this right here. I put both my bags together. I use this right here to hold the bags together, and I marked for both. On one side, I marked the 2 holes for the one bracket, and then I clamped the other side to mark the 2 holes for the other bracket. So it worked out very fine. Of course, you're gonna need a drill for your drill bits and everything like that. But this impact wrench is what I use. I actually put the small T40 socket in here, which you can barely see that it only comes out like a 1/4 inch, which was enough space for me to get that in my bag and get those bolts in there really tight. So these are the tools I use to get everything in there, everything lined up right, everything matched up right. And once I show you my bags, I'll actually go over again what I use and how I use these different tools. All right, so to the bags. So here's my bike with the bags on it. Actually look really nice. want it nice, yeah, kind of wide as well, you know. So let me show you what I did and how I got this thing to fit right. Let me open this up here real quick. Oh yes, and another thing, it fits a half a helmet. Great. Look how much space is in there. I got other things in here too, but look how much space is in this thing, you know, for a half a helmet. So if you get a half a helmet and you want it's my bike lock. So here's what I did. Okay. So originally when I started, I took the time to had a couple things up under here to build this up and hold it in place for me. It didn't hold it, but it hold it close. So what I did was, I got it close enough. I went back here and marked here and marked here. Went out, drilled them all out. I just did the pallet holes, and I did that hole big enough to put the bolts in and bolted it and make sure it was proper. Then I did the same thing on this side. Mark this, mark that, so I can get a good idea where I want to put the holes at. So that worked out pretty dang good. So then you got these, like I said, my impact wrench fit in here very nice, and as you can see, it tightened them up really nice. And I put these are the washers I was telling you about I put on there, because it made, like I said, these bolts right here are actually pushing through the rubber bushing, because the bolt is smaller than the hole itself. So that's why I ended up getting these washers. So make sure you get 8 of those if you want to do this as well. This front bracket, if you can see, I kind of got it angled, you know, because I want to get it back as far as I can. This one right here is straight up and up. That one's angled. So after once I got it all mounted and everything properly, I went and put these bolts on as well. These bolts came with it. Like I said, the bolts screw into this bracket right here. They screw into these brackets, but I just put these bolts in there for extra security, just in case these bolts right here decide to come loose. I tightened these down with that ratcheting wrench, like I told you. The ratcheting wrench made it really easy using a regular wrench. But so once I got this mounted with the pallet holes, I pulled it off. I put the other one up against it, lined them up perfectly, used my clamp, and like I think I did these two first. So I clamped the two boxes together with that clamp, drilled those holes. Cause the reason why I did it, because it kind of curves. You can't see it now, but it kind of curves. And then I went back and did the same thing with these. I clamped it, put that clamp right here between these two right here, and drilled the holes, the matching holes for the other side. The other side came out perfect as well. Like I didn't have to. It came out perfect. If you line them up perfect, it'll come out perfect. It'll be the same thing, same height and everything. So and they're pretty sturdy. Like I said, they're pretty sturdy. They're not going nowhere. They got this lock on it. You know what I'm saying? So you know, like you can keep your stuff kind of secure somewhat. Like if you just run into a store or no bar or whatever like that, you ain't got to worry about nobody stealing your stuff. You keep your phone in there. Like I said, I keep my helmet in there and my brake lock up there. And you know, I think in here I keep some tools in here. That's locked, but anyway, this is it. They're pretty nice. If you like it, I'm telling you guys, if you really think about hard bags. Oh, I bought these. What's going on, buddy? I bought these ones for $134. I think you get them pretty cheaper, but the ones I seen cheaper, it's like they were like an inch or so shorter in width, length, and height. So like this length is 19, right? But some of the lengths I seen on ones that look exactly like these said overall, the length of this was overall 19. The length of the other ones was overall 17 point like 70. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't quite 18 inches. And the width of some of those were I think like between 5.5, 6.7, and this width overall was 8 inches. And the height, I believe the height was on most of them was 13, like 1350. I mean, no, like 1150, almost 12, and these ones overall was 12, no 13. So maybe I paid a couple dollars for the ones that's the same size, but I couldn't take that chance. You know what I'm saying? Because it was saying this particular one, its overall size was bigger than all the ones I checked, and I checked over 50 of them. The ones that look similar like these as well, but overall, they said this one had the overall biggest size, so that's what I went with, and that's what I'm keeping. Well, I hope you liked it. I hope it helped you out too. Have a good day.